Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories. Brian James passed away at the age of 73, leaving behind a lasting impact in the world of rock music. Best known as the founder and guitarist of The Damned, James was a pioneer of the punk rock movement, influencing generations of musicians with his raw energy and rebellious spirit. Born in England in 1950, Brian James developed a passion for music early in life. Inspired by the gritty sounds of garage rock, early punk, and blues, he picked up the guitar and began crafting his own hard-hitting, aggressive style. In the mid-1970s, he became one of the key figures behind the rise of punk rock in the UK, alongside bands like the Sex Pistols and The Clash. In 1976, James co-founded The Damned, a band that would go on to make history as the first UK punk group to release a single, New Rose, and an album, Damn Damn Damned. His guitar work on these early tracks helped define the raw, fast-paced sound that became synonymous with punk. His songwriting was equally impactful, blending dark themes with high-energy riffs that made The Damned stand out from their contemporaries. Despite internal conflicts within the band, James's contributions were undeniable. His influence extended beyond The Damned, when he later worked with Lords of the New Church, another punk-influenced rock band. He continued to release music, collaborate with other artists, and remain an icon in underground rock circles. James's legacy isn't just in the records he helped create, but in the countless musicians he inspired. His guitar tone, songwriting, and unapologetic attitude shaped the evolution of punk, post-punk, and alternative rock. Bands like Guns N' Roses, Green Day, and even Metallica have cited early punk pioneers like James as major influences in their own musical journeys. Even in his later years, Brian James remained active in the music scene, playing live shows and connecting with fans who appreciated his role in shaping punk music. His passion for the genre never faded, and he continued to be a voice for the rebellious spirit of rock and roll. His passing is a tremendous loss to the music world, but his contributions will live on through the countless bands and fans who still embrace the punk ethos he helped create. Rest in peace, Brian James. Your music will continue to inspire generations of rock and punk musicians. Wiggins passed away at the age of 62, leaving behind a rich legacy in R&B, soul, and music production. As a founding member of the legendary group Tony, he helped define the sound of 90s R&B with timeless hits that continue to influence artists today. His smooth guitar skills, soulful voice, and masterful production made him one of the most respected figures in the industry. Born and raised in Oakland, California, Wiggins was surrounded by music from an early age. Influenced by the rich musical heritage of the Bay Area, he grew up listening to everything from soul and funk to rock and jazz. This diverse musical upbringing would later shape the unique sound that set him apart in the industry. Alongside his brother Raphael Saadiq and cousin Timothy Christian Riley, he formed Tone. In the mid-1980s, a group that would go on to become one of the most successful R&B acts of their time. The group exploded onto the scene in the late 80s with their debut album, Who, which featured the hit single Little Walter. But it was their follow-up albums, The Revival and Sons of Soul, that solidified their place in music history. Songs like Feels Good, It Never Rains in Southern California, and Anniversary became anthems of the era, blending old-school soul with modern R&B in a way that felt both nostalgic and fresh. Wiggins' role as the guitarist and co-vocalist was instrumental in shaping the band's signature sound. His ability to craft infectious melodies and heartfelt lyrics made him an essential part of the group's success. As Tone continued to dominate the charts, Wiggins began exploring other avenues in music. While the group eventually disbanded, his influence in the industry only grew stronger. He transitioned into production, working behind the scenes to help shape the careers of up-and-coming artists. His production skills and keen ear for talent led him to work with some of the biggest names in R&B and hip-hop, including Beyoncé, Alicia Keys, and Keisha Cole. His work on Destiny's Child's early music played a crucial role in their rise to superstardom, and his mentorship of Bay Area artists helped put the region on the map in the R&B world. Beyond music, Wiggins was deeply involved in his community. He never forgot his Oakland roots and worked tirelessly to uplift young musicians and artists. Through his production company and mentorship programs, he provided opportunities for emerging talent to develop their skills and break into the industry. His commitment to giving back was a testament to his character and passion for music as a transformative force. Despite the shifting landscape of the music industry, Wiggins never lost his love for performing. Whether through reunions with Tony, or his solo projects, he continued to captivate audiences with his soulful voice and masterful guitar playing. His ability to evolve with the times while staying true to his musical roots made him a revered figure among both fans and fellow musicians. His passing marks the end of an era, but his influence will live on through the music he created and the artists he helped shape. His work with Tony, remains a staple of R&B playlists, and his production credits serve as a reminder of his genius. The industry has lost a true icon, but his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. His impact on music, his dedication to uplifting new talent, and his timeless contributions to R&B will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Dwayne Wiggins. Your music and legacy will forever be a part of history. Alysha Burney. Alysha Burney passed away at the age of 22, leaving behind a legacy as a rising talent in comedy, social media, and entertainment. Known for her sharp wit, relatable humor, and fearless storytelling, she built a strong following through her online content, where she fearlessly tackled everyday life experiences with an authentic voice that resonated with many. Born into a creative family, Alysha had an innate talent for entertaining. She grew up surrounded by humor, music, and art, which shaped her into the bold and outspoken personality that her fans came to love. She first gained recognition through platforms like YouTube and TikTok, where she shared skits, story times, and reaction videos that showcased her unique comedic style. Her ability to turn even the most mundane experiences into hilarious content made her stand out in the crowded world of social media. Alysha's content was often inspired by real-life events, and her storytelling had an effortless flow that made audiences feel like they were talking to a close friend. Whether she was ranting about relationships, recounting embarrassing moments, or playfully roasting viral internet trends, her authenticity kept viewers coming back for more. Her videos often went viral, earning millions of views and turning her into one of the most promising young comedians in the digital space. What set Alysha apart from many others in the industry was her ability to balance humor with deeper messages. While her videos were primarily comedic, she wasn't afraid to touch on serious topics, including mental health, self-love, and navigating life's challenges as a young Black woman in America. She used her platform not just to entertain, but also to inspire and uplift her audience. Beyond social media, Alysha had ambitions that extended into traditional entertainment. She dabbled in stand-up comedy and had aspirations of writing and producing her own shows. With her raw talent and natural charisma, she had all the makings of a future star in television and film. Many of her fans believed she was just getting started and would go on to become a household name in comedy. Despite her success, Alysha remained grounded and connected to her supporters. She often engaged with her audience in live streams, responding to comments, and sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of her life. She never put on a facade or tried to be someone she wasn't. Her unfiltered, real personality was what made her so beloved. Her sudden passing has left a void in the digital entertainment space. Fans and fellow creators alike have expressed their grief, remembering her as a light in the industry who had so much more to give. Her impact on social media and comedy will not be forgotten, as her content continues to bring laughter and joy to those who discover it. Alysha Burney's legacy is one of laughter, authenticity, and fearlessness. Though her time was cut short, she made an unforgettable mark on the world, proving that talent, passion, and originality can create lasting influence. Rest in peace, Alysha. Your voice, your humor, and your presence will be missed but never forgotten. Art Schallock. Art Schallock passed away at the age of 99, marking the end of an era for one of baseball's oldest living players. A former left-handed pitcher for the New York Yankees and Baltimore Orioles, Schallock's career spanned the golden years of Major League Baseball, and his legacy remains a cherished part of the sport's history. Born on April 25, 1924, in Mill Valley, California, Schallock developed a love for baseball at an early age. Like many young athletes of his time, his dreams of playing professionally were put on hold when World War II broke out. He served in the U.S. Navy, stationed aboard the USS West Virginia, and saw action in the Pacific Theater. His time in the military shaped him into a disciplined and determined individual, qualities that would later define his career in professional baseball. After returning from the war, Schallock attended the University of California, Berkeley, where he continued playing baseball. His talent on the mound quickly caught the attention of scouts, and he soon found himself on the path to the major leagues. In 1951, he made his debut with the New York Yankees, a team that was dominating the league at the time. Though he wasn't a star player, Schallock was an essential part of the Yankees' pitching rotation. He played alongside legends such as Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, and Joe DiMaggio, experiencing firsthand the intensity and prestige of being part of one of the most successful teams in baseball history. Schallock contributed to the Yankees' 1951 and 1952 World Series winning teams, cementing his place in baseball lore. In 1955, Schallock was traded to the Baltimore Orioles, where he played for another season before retiring from the majors. His career statistics may not have been record-breaking, but his journey from a war veteran to a World Series champion was an inspiring story of perseverance and dedication. After his playing days ended, Schallock remained involved in baseball in various capacities. He worked as a scout and mentor, passing on his knowledge to the next generation of players. His love for the game never faded, and he often attended Yankees reunions, sharing stories of his time on the field with younger fans who admired the legends of his era. Schallock's legacy isn't just in the numbers he posted or the games he played, it's in the resilience he showed throughout his life. From serving in World War II to pitching in Yankee Stadium, his journey was one of triumph, hard work, and unwavering commitment to his passion. His passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in baseball history. Fans, former teammates, and the baseball community as a whole will remember Art Schallock as a dedicated athlete, a humble teammate, and a man who embodied the spirit of America's pastime. Rest in peace, Art Schallock. Your contributions to the game and your legacy as one of baseball's oldest living players will not be forgotten. Athol Fugard. Athol Fugard passed away at the age of 91, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy in the world of theater and literature. As one of South Africa's most influential playwrights, Fugard dedicated his life to exposing the harsh realities of apartheid and the struggles of ordinary people through his powerful storytelling. His work transcended borders, challenging social injustices and leaving an indelible mark on the global stage. Born on June 11, 1932, in Middelburg, South Africa, Fugard grew up in a racially segregated society that deeply influenced his worldview. His father was an English-speaking South African of British descent, while his mother was of Afrikaner heritage. This unique family dynamic exposed him to different cultural perspectives, shaping his deep understanding of race, identity, and injustice. Fugard initially pursued studies at the University of Cape Town, but left before completing his degree to travel the world and experience life firsthand. His early years saw him working as a sailor, a journalist, and a clerk, experiences that fueled his later works, giving him an authentic voice in depicting the lives of marginalized people. In the 1950s, Fugard's passion for theater took center stage. He began writing and producing plays that directly confronted the brutal realities of apartheid. His early works, such as No Good Friday and Non-Go-Go, set the foundation for what would become a lifelong commitment to social justice through drama. However, it was The Blood Knot, 1961, that brought him international recognition. The play, which explored the complex relationship between two biracial brothers, was groundbreaking in its fearless portrayal of racial divisions in South Africa. Fugard's work often faced censorship from the apartheid government, but that never deterred him. He continued to write and stage productions that highlighted oppression and human resilience. Some of his most celebrated plays include Bozeman and Lena, Sizwe Bonzi is Dead, and Master Harold, and The Boys. These works not only condemned the injustices of apartheid, but also captured the emotional depth of those who suffered under its rule. His activism through theater made him a target of the authorities, and at times, he faced restrictions on travel and censorship of his work. However, the global theater community recognized his brilliance, and his plays were performed worldwide, from London to New York. His influence extended beyond the stage as he collaborated with anti-apartheid activists and intellectuals, using art as a tool for resistance. As apartheid came to an end in the 1990s, Fugard's work continued to evolve. He began exploring themes of reconciliation, memory, and the lingering scars of South Africa's past. His later works, such as Valley Song and The Captain's Tiger, reflected a nation in transition, grappling with its history while searching for a new identity. Throughout his career, Fugard received numerous accolades, including the Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in Theater and honorary degrees from prestigious institutions worldwide. His impact on literature and drama is immeasurable, with his plays continuing to be studied and performed in schools, universities, and theaters around the globe. Even in his final years, Fugard remained dedicated to storytelling. His ability to capture raw human emotion, his fearless confrontation of injustice, and his unwavering belief in the power of theater cemented his place as one of the greatest playwrights of the modern era. Athol Fugard's passing marks the end of a monumental career, but his legacy lives on in the powerful words he left behind. His stories will continue to inspire, educate, and challenge audiences for generations to come. Rest in peace, Athol Fugard. Your voice will never be silenced. Gene Winfield passed away at the age of 96, leaving behind a legendary legacy in the world of custom car design and automotive innovation. A true pioneer of hot rod culture, Winfield was more than just a car builder. He was an artist, an engineer, and a visionary whose impact on the industry spanned over 7 decades. From sleek custom builds to futuristic Hollywood movie cars, his influence is deeply embedded in automotive history. Born on June 16, 1927, in Mojave, California, Winfield developed a passion for cars at an early age. Growing up in the post-Depression era, he was drawn to the world of hot rods and custom vehicles, fascinated by the possibilities of transforming ordinary cars into something extraordinary. He began experimenting with modifications in his teenage years, teaching himself metalworking and painting techniques that would later define his signature style. In the 1940s, Winfield served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, but his love for automobiles never faded. Upon returning home, he fully immersed himself in the growing hot rod scene, opening his own shop in Modesto, California. It was here that he started developing his signature Winfield Fade, a groundbreaking paint technique that blended colors seamlessly, creating a mesmerizing gradient effect. This innovation set him apart from other builders and became a defining feature of his custom cars. During the 1950s and 1960s, Winfield's name became synonymous with cutting-edge design. His creations graced the covers of automotive magazines, and his cars dominated custom shows across the country. His ability to blend sleek, futuristic aesthetics with classic American muscle made him a sought-after designer, and his builds became icons in the world of custom cars. One of his most famous creations was the Reactor, a radical low-slung concept car that gained national attention. The car was featured in multiple Hollywood productions, including Batman, Star Trek, and Bewitched, cementing Winfield's reputation as a designer who could bring science fiction to life. Winfield's talent caught the attention of major film studios, leading him to design some of the most recognizable cars in movie history. His work on Blade Runner, 1982, helped create the film's dystopian aesthetic, with his futuristic vehicle designs playing a crucial role in shaping the film's iconic look. He also contributed to the design of the legendary RoboCop, 1987, police cars, and worked on vehicles for Back to the Future 2, 1989, among many others. Beyond Hollywood, Winfield continued to push the boundaries of automotive customization. His work on the 1963 Strip Star, the Jade Idol, and Solar Scene showcased his innovative approach to car building. Whether it was chopping, channeling, or radically modifying body lines, his designs always carried an unmistakable sense of motion and elegance. In addition to his car-building prowess, Winfield was an educator and mentor. He traveled across the world, hosting workshops and teaching aspiring builders the art of metal shaping, painting, and fabrication. His generosity in sharing his knowledge helped shape countless careers in the automotive industry, ensuring that his influence would continue for generations. Even well into his 90s, Winfield never slowed down. He remained active in the hot rod community, frequently attending car shows, building custom vehicles, and inspiring new generations of automotive enthusiasts. His dedication to the craft and his relentless pursuit of perfection made him one of the most respected figures in the industry. Gene Winfield's passing marks the end of an era, but his legacy will never fade. His innovative spirit, creative genius, and passion for automobiles have left an indelible mark on car culture. His designs will continue to be admired, his techniques will be studied, and his impact will be felt for years to come. Rest in peace, Gene Winfield. The world of custom cars will never be the same without you.